Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. New customer, new 2009 Toyota RAV4 4-wheel drive. And this one came because it has a bunch of warning lights on. So it's a 4-cylinder engine, 180 something thousand miles on the odometer. As I said, new customer. I just met the young gentleman who brought it in the parking lot. He said, check engine light, I believe 4-wheel drive and slip light is on. So let's go see what we can do for him. And as we discussed in the past, the first thing what you have to do is confirm the complaint. So let's put a key, and now we see all the lights on. That was just check that they work, and when I will start it up, we will see what's happening. So I see check engine light, and he was correct. 4-wheel drive warning, and that's that slip light. So my next step will be grabbing the simple basic scanner and see if we have any codes in the ECM computer, which means engine computer. Here is scanner. Where is our OBD port? Is it here? No. Peter, it's right here. So when the ignition is off, you hook your scanner. That will do nothing because you have to turn the ignition on. But, excuse me, who? Trying to do too many things. You just put the vehicle on, but you don't start it. Let's see why we have so many warning lights in the instrument cluster. So first one, it's P0171 system too lean. What that means? Well, there's too much air and not enough fuel. We can see here it's a 1 or first code out of 4, so let's scroll through those. P0101 mass or volume airflow circuit range performance. So to me it looks maybe some of the hoses has a crack or something and it's sucking too much air in the engine. Let's continue here. The 3, it's repeating on the first one, P0171, system too lean, that means too much air. And the 4th is repeating of the second one. So I think there will be some either cracked hose or something disconnected, maybe vacuum line or something like that. So I don't mind about this. I will erase that. Let's see. It is successful because, for example, there's not completely broken mass airflow sensor. I will go back. There is nothing after erase. Let's turn off the ignition. Let's finally go. Lift the hood, open the hood, and see what's happening there. Let's see what we got here. I'm curious. Holy moly. There's so much mud here. I'm assuming it's a mud, well, slash sand. It's a lighter color. Big collection of the leaves. This might be anti-rat stuff to make a smell here. There's a terminal popped off here. Oh! You need to see this detail. Wow! So this is what I'm saying about the collection of the nature. These are the bags I will bet you it's for anti-mice and critters. This is the mess down there. And of course, the last most important item. Look at that. Look at that. Will you not say that there's no question about the performance of the engine, that it will say it's too lean? MAF sensor doesn't have to be broken. It's trying to suck the air through the airbox, air filter, MAF sensor. However, this is all skipped. This is ginormous opening, and we can only speculate why it fell off. I will show you. I will show you why I think it fell off. Look, all this sand or mud spraying up. There's probably a zero splash shield down there, and this person is correctly using four-wheel drive vehicle, going four-wheel driving. I like that. That's how they should be used. Despite the fact you don't see it here or there, it's definitely being four-wheel drive. And I can see immediately there was another repair done. This is not original. That's that famous coolant hose assembly. This looks very fairly new. What I will do right now, I will pop this off because I want to see under. And I just create a lot of work for myself, because if you can see, this is all junk from the critters. That's the seeds they are bringing underneath here, trying to make nest or store their food. So I will be cleaning right now all of that, but first I wanted to plug this back. So while I'm cleaning, none of this stuff falls inside. I will continue with these bigger chunks by hand. This is the detail, how it's supposed to be installed all the way in nicely. And this is what I want to show you, what I consider the food from the critters. So this I have to remove, including this. Last but not least, this is what I meant, very famous failure many times. This plastic part, this is plastic, with this splitter for the coolant, it cracks. Or many times we see the super long life coolant, the huge crystallization here. I always recommend to everybody, fix it with OEM parts, because then it lasts for another at least 100,000 miles. Now, I have made a claim that I know how that happened, correct? So let me show you what I think happened. Someone came and tried to do the engine air filter, either inspection or change. I already see this wire is not in its holder, and this is what will happen. People will be dealing with this. And we got some extra stuff there. There's again bunch of critter food in the box, but as people lift it, and that's why this fell out also, as they keep lifting it, it's kind of odd here. The battery and the computer is in the way. You basically make this part, this pipe, it falls out of this intake tube. You can imagine, that's very easy. So I will bet you somebody was, what is it, the comb to comb the hair? Somebody was checking on the engine air filter, or hopefully it's not true, because this filter is already getting dirty, but not very bad. Or that happened when it was changed, and this young gentleman was driving with it that entire time, and this was open. We don't know. Now this comb, I can see the glue, it was right here, just to keep the shape. So some company made in China. It's a AFS 650 Service Champ. They thought that it needs the support. I see the glue here, but it fell off and it doesn't need support. OEM Toyota filter looks like this and doesn't need any support. This is nice and strong filter. It's not a problem at all. I will put it back without it. First I will vacuum that mess from the box. After that I can attempt to install this filter. As you can see, that battery it's true, it's in the way. That's why people tend to yank on it too high, and this can happen. Now I need to carefully engage the tabs in the back, which happened. 2 clips, 1, 2, and of course recheck that I didn't pull this ventilation, the valve cover ventilation hose off the intake. Also, I can put this back, so if anybody comes after me, they can see I pay attention to the details. You experts saw obviously another bad detail here on battery terminal. It may be tight, but it's way too high on the terminal. Let me show you. I'm pretty sure another perfectionist among you can see that that terminal is way too high and it should be redone. So this can go back. Basically, I already erased the codes. This is perfectly all the way in. So I can go for a test drive, and I will go, but I can guarantee that there will be no check engine light or any other codes coming back. But don't take my word for it. Let's go and do it together. How are we looking? The engine needs to relearn. So ideally don't run anything. Don't touch the throttle for a while, because now it's reading completely different air ratio coming in, so it will adjust. Look how fast it's going down. It's just like 40 seconds. Okay, let's do the test drive and confirm that the problem is fixed. Cars are in general very reliable. They keep that Toyota reliability, that image of Toyota up, definitely. There are not so many problems or maintenance things with them. It's classical Toyota. We are back at the shop, and as you can imagine, everything is fine. So I hope many of you will enjoy this video. Many of you will find it helpful for their own Toyota ownership. If you do, please give a thumb up for that Google universe, so the video will stay up there and will be watched. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel, and have a great day, my friend.